So, Gordon, are you ready for a game of legally distinct role-playing game Mazes and Monsters?
Eliza, are you ready for a role playing game episode? I need you to get a d20 out and roll for initiative.
All right, will do.
I got a 12.
Um,
I
I
hope the
got,
mic picked
I,
that
g-
up. I do have an actual die.
I rolled an 8. I don't have a die, but I pulled up the Google rolled dice roller.
Okay, well, I guess that means I start the episode. Hi, everybody. It's Rona Jaffe's Mazes and Monsters,
Hello,
also known
everybody.
as Mazes and Monsters. The last episode of the month of our generated from our priorities list. This one was on my list. I feel like it speaks for itself as to why, just sort of conceptually. I mean, you tell me there's a Satanic Panic knockoff Dungeons and Dragons movie with an early Tom Hanks going crazy and believing himself to be in the game. Of
Uh,
course, I want to talk about that and watch it.
uh, I was not prepared for what this movie was going to end up being.
Well, yeah, for a number of reasons. It's a strange one. Uh,
Especially like from the poster, I saw Tom Hanks wearing the robe and just some kind of mystical cavern thing in the background. And it's like I think it's like, oh, this is just going to be a fantasy movie that is loosely based on like Dungeons and Dragons lore, except not really because it has to not be copyrighted or whatever. Or but it's like, no, this is first of all, this is set in the real world.
yes, this is a real movie. Well, is it a real movie? Is my question.
It is a real movie. And and I'm going to just say like before we even get into the episode, I have one of the worst pieces of IMDb trivia ever that I want to say now before we have any context for why this is relevant to the movie.
Hit
Uh,
me.
Opened in 1973, the Twin Towers weren't even 10 years old during filming.
Oh yeah, this movie sure does sure does end up places. Uh,
Yeah. And it's like I had looked up the IMDb trivia like 25 minutes into the movie, and I just saw that, and it was just like, what the hell does this have to do with the movie? And I eventually found out, but it's just like,
oh no,
huh.
Tom Hanks has gotten so into character. He's taking flying classes, but he's not doing the lessons on landing. Oh no.
God damn it. Oh. Anyway, give us the rundown, Gordon.
The rundown of this movie: Rona Jaffe's Mazes and Monsters, or just Mazes and Monsters, directed by Stephen Hilliard Stern, written by Tom Lazarus, based on Rona Jaffe's 1981 novel Mazes and Monsters. It stars Tom Hanks, Wendy Crewson, David Wysocki, and Chris Makepeace, also with Lloyd Bachner, Peter Donat, Louise Sorrell, Susan Strasberg, Anne Francis, Murray Hamilton, Vera Miles. It was broadcast December 28th, 1982 on CBS. On ABC, you had an episode of Three's Company and an episode of Heart to Heart. On NBC, you had an episode of a short-lived TV show called Gavilan about some sort of like ocean spy,
Hmm.
and then also just some news white paper thing. But yeah, that was your alternate viewing options on
Not
this
much going on.
late December. Yeah, and speaking of not much going on, mazes and monsters. No, there's a lot going on.
There
This
is
is
a
a
lot going
there's
on.
I did take a lot of notes. Most of them are just the hats. I
Oh,
did do a comprehensive list of the hats in
I
order.
also did a list of the hats. That
Okay. Do we want to compare and contrast our hat lists to make sure we got the same
Uh,
uh we got them
sure.
all?
Like I'm curious how you formatted your hat list, though.
I did it every time there was a hat change.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like I I essentially did the same thing where it's just like every time I see a hat or a new hat, it's just like okay. And if it's a yeah.
If
But
it's the same hat, I marked it separately
okay, yeah.
as a
Anyway,
new entry on the list.
so
So
first hat,
the Pickelhaub,
the Pickelhaub or I wrote down Pickelhaub or spiked German war helmet.
yes, and then aviator cap.
Before that we have a white cowboy hat.
Oh, I totally missed that. When did that happen? I've already
Before.
missed a hat. Oh no.
There was a brief scene where the girl, whose name I don't know,
Wendy Crewson. Just
she
I don't know. I The only name that stands out to me is JJ, and it's because they say it a billion times.
exactly, and
And
also
Merlin the Bird.
uh, JJ was important because he was the one wearing all the hats, so I remembered
Yes.
his name. And then Tom Hanks's character had a name which I used to know, but I don't know anymore.
His
Uh,
brother's name was Hall.
yeah. Anyway,
I do remember Detective Murray Hamilton's name is Martini.
anyway, there's a brief scene with the girl when she arrives at the college campus. She hugs JJ, and he is wearing a white cowboy hat in that scene.
I did not clock that. I think at that point I wasn't doing the list, and then when it got to the third one, I was like, okay, I got to do a list, and I only remembered the pickle hub uh,
One
from earlier.
It was so it's like I had gone back to make sure I had not missed any hats when I started making the list.
That's probably smart.
Anyway, so third was the pilot helmet with
The
goggles.
aviator cap, yes, yeah.
Then fourth we had the hard hat.
The construction helmet, yes, hard hat, and then
Fifth is the hard one because
I
he
don't.
wear
It's a police hat, right?
so this is
I
when
mean, the scene is completely dark and low quality, so you can real. I was just going off the general shape and the fact that there's like a little badge at the front.
so when I so this is seen during the first time they play Mazes and Monsters. They are playing it in fucking candlelight, and it's like the cat is completely shrouded in darkness. At least on the version I was watching, and it's like I could not distinguish any kind of shape from the hat. I assumed it was a black hat, and
It looked to me like a policeman's cap, but
I
maybe
couldn't
that was just
tell.
guesswork.
And it's like all I could get from the hat was that there was something shiny on the front of it. And so I had wrote down pilgrim hat question mark, and because I just thought, oh, must be the little buckle on the front of it. I had no idea. And I thought it could even be the same hat as the first one, the pickle hub. But I just was not sure at all. So it might
Listeners, write in. What hat do you think he's wearing in that scene?
don't watch the movie, just guess.
Guess. Take a guess. Next is the plaid fedora. The
Next
like
next
the
we see the white cowboy hat again.
Is
Uh
he wearing it though?
He is wearing it. It is
When?
during
How
it,
how have I totally missed? How did I twice miss the white cowboy hat?
it's because it is during the love montage between Tom Hanks and girl. Uh
Okay, well okay. I don't feel
it
bad
is
about missing it then.
it is during this like another time when they're playing Mazes and Monsters during this montage and you see him wearing the white cowboy hat.
Okay.
I had originally thought it was a different hat that was like a gray like Confederate general cap, but it going back it was just lighting kind of messing with me and it was the same cowboy hat.
Okay. I can't believe I missed it twice.
And those are the only two times it popped up.
Yeah, I just totally having to miss it. Next is the plaid fedora,
Yeah,
the
I
little
wrote down striped fedora.
little Bear Bryant type thing he's got going on.
Yeah,
And then and I quote my notes: "Aviator cap again. That's bullshit."
aviator cap. Yeah, it's the second time we see the pilot helmet.
And then a safari hat.
Yeah, I pith helmet or safari hat. I did a lot of research trying to figure out what the hell this hat was called.
I think the pith helmet. I think that's specifically when it's like a hard helmet, or it's like hard with a cloth over it. This just seemed to be like the shape of a safari hat, but like cloth.
I wasn't sure. I
I
don't know
could be wrong
hats.
though. Next, okay, this one I don't know the name for, but it's like the felt
Yeah,
women's hat that you'll
it's
see in like 20s and
it's
30s.
the gray domed hat. This is what I wrote
Yeah.
down with floppy edges.
Yeah, it's like picture like a Claudette Colbert hat in like It Happened One Night or something. It's like
Yeah.
that shape.
hmm And then,
Safari hat again.
well, first it's wait, I didn't see a second safari hat,
Yeah, the
but
Safari hat comes back like one scene later.
oh, I don't think I noticed that. My next note was just no hat in cave and exclamation point.
Well, no before No Hat and Cave,
I don't
right?
know.
Or is it after?
I didn't see a return of the safari hat.
I did, but then I have a No Hat, but it's for Halloween. for his
True.
Noel Coward costume.
Halloween's later, but
Okay.
yeah, first is when they go into the cave for the
I
Dungeons and
guess
Dragons thing.
yeah, because you don't see him at first in that scene, and then I forgot to take note when he does show up at the end. You're totally right. He's not wearing a hat there.
And it's like that was another scene where it's like it is so dark and it's just like it is hard to tell if he's wearing anything. And like they enter the cave together, but then he disappears and it's like and then
And
it's
all the others are in costume.
yeah,
Yeah.
it becomes a mess, but I determined like from frame by frame analysis he was not wearing a hat at any point. However, there is the time there's the monster in the cave that Tom Hanks slays, and I'm debating on counting the monster as a hat.
That's not him. That's imaginary.
It was imaginary? Oh, I thought it was
Because
like,
remember, because he says I killed the monster, and then you cut to like the empty floor. Like
oh,
because all
that
three of them come rushing towards him when he's screaming.
okay.
That's not. Yeah, I thought so too at first because it's non-diegetically a bad monster costume. It's a stuntman making the movie in a monster costume, but in universe, that's not JJ wearing a costume. That's Tom Hanks
Okay,
having a psychotic breakdown and imagining a monster where there's nothing.
that explains a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
I I I had assumed that this like I guess I hadn't clocked that he was going insane at this point.
I I thought the same thing at first, and then once you see all three of them running towards him and the nothing where he points to the dead monster is like, oh, that's just a bad costume on the movie's behalf.
Okay. And yeah, so then after that we have the Halloween party where he does not have a hat, but he is dressed as no coward.
And then, worst of all, no hat for no reason.
Yeah,
He's just there's just
we're
for the rest
we
of the movie, there's just some time. By the way, the hats are never commented on. The hats are
never
not a part of the character.
never.
They're not a part of the movie. No, there's not a single line of dialogue in this movie referencing any of the hats ever. He doesn't talk about his hats. His friends don't talk about his hats. His mom doesn't reference the. Well, she pokes the Pickelhaube and says, "Oh, you've gotten taller," which is the opening of the movie. But
Yes.
beyond that, there is no reference to these hats in the movie, which I think we're maybe burying the lead by saying this now, this long into the list. These hats are not a part of the movie.
It,
They're just there.
but they are also the most important part of the movie because I became obsessed with these fucking hats.
They're like supposed to be emblematic of the fact that he's this weirdo, which is evidenced by the fact that in the second half of the movie, you'll get scenes where he doesn't have a hat, I guess, because he's matured. But
Like
like, fuck off. Who
like
cares? Give us hats.
what I was thinking at first was like when he starts not wearing his hats is because he's feeling more comfortable with his new friends, he's letting his guard down. But then it's like later on he just randomly wears a hat, then randomly he's not wearing a hat. It's
Yeah.
like it's so inconsistent at the end of the movie. He
Yeah, and for the back half, it's mostly repeats. You have the felt domed hat again. You have the third appearance of the aviator's cap.
yep.
You have the stripy fedora, and then finally some good fucking new hat, a Sherlock Holmes hat
Yep.
for a bit.
Deerstalker gray hat. And it's like at first I thought this was the gray floppy hat again, and but it's just like oh no, like that. I thought he just pinned up part of the gray domed hat, but it's like no, this is definitely a new hat, and it's just like
Which he puts on so that he can trace Tom Hanks's map and do some detective skills.
yeah, it's like it's very much it's a hat for comedic purposes, I think,
Yes,
and
it's
that's
the
the
one
last
hat that.
hat.
Yeah, and then he's back to no hat for the rest of the movie.
I was disappointed that we didn't even get a hat in like the epilogue or whatever.
I know.
It's like they set up this whole hat thing
I
and
rolled a
made me
19.
care.
Eliza, I rolled a 19. Name 19 Tom Hanks movies now. Go.
Big,
One,
here, Forrest Gump,
three,
uh, uh, Catch Me If You Can,
four,
uh, Philadelphia,
five,
um, A
14 more.
Hologram for a King,
Sure. Six,
um, a Larry Crown,
seven,
uh, Joe versus the Volcano.
eight. Why are these the ones you're
You've
going
got
to?
mail.
Nine, 10
Man with
more,
one red shoe.
10,
Saving Private Ryan.
11,
Toy Story.
12.
Toy Story 2,
13,
Toy Story 3,
14,
Toy Story 4.
15. You got four more.
Let's see. God, Tommy. Oh, Cloud Atlas, of course.
Yep, you got three more.
Um, Tom Hanks movies. Tom Hanks movies. Um, God, I know Tom Hanks movies. What else does he do? Um, God, why am I? Oh, Da Vinci Code,
Yeah,
Angels and Demons,
yeah.
Inferno.
There you go. 19 Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Mazes and Monsters. I'll put another one in there.
We'll save it for if I have to do this later on in the episode. Because because now I have that's 19 fewer that I can name.
Uh,
Uh, if
I
you turn
rolled a
it on me.
four.
Four.
Name four movies that are loosely based on Dungeons and Dragons.
Loose. Okay. Uh, well, Dungeons and Dragons with Jeremy Irons, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Mazes and Monsters, Stranger Things, the movie.
That's not a movie.
It is. I yes, it is. I made it up. It's a real movie.
There is another movie you
Uh,
could have named. There is this
I'm
fucking
sure. Yeah.
there's a Vin Diesel movie that he made because he
Oh
was
yeah.
obsessed with Dungeons and
The
Dragons.
which is it? Riddick? Is that his Dungeons and
No,
Dragons? No.
it's not
Which one's
Riddick.
his? Which one is his Dungeons and Dragons movie about his home game that he plays with like Helen Mirren?
The Last Witch Hunter.
Right. Sure. Okay. Um. Yeah. The
Anyway,
premise of this movie, by the
let's
way.
actually get into the
Yeah.
movie proper.
Which I don't know if I'm sure you came across this in your research. Loosely inspired by real life and a real kid that committed suicide.
Yep, and people thought it was because of Dungeons and Dragons, but it was actually because of drug issues and depression.
Do you know why they thought it was because of Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Because of a little book called Mazes and Monsters that was written in 1981, like in the immediate aftermath of him disappearing. And because it was like the one exposure that a lot of like, middle class, waspy, like pearl clutching Americans, it's their one exposure to role playing games. They just sort of took it at face value that this is how Dungeons and Dragons works. And it drove this kid crazy and made him kill himself. And he went into like it wasn't caves in real life. It was like steam tunnels or
Yeah.
something. And he went in that as part of a Dungeons and Dragons stunt, and that's why he died. But no, he was just depressed and struggling with drug addiction and school. And yeah, it's this movie is not born of necessarily good and pure intentions, but just something worth noting that this is pulling from a real life. I think he maybe committed suicide a few years later, but at the time, it was a high profile disappearance
Yeah.
that manifests in some odd ways in this movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, and the setup, it's these four outcast kids at college that play mazes and monsters.
Who all hate their parents.
Yes, for various reasons, and are all socially awkward. One of them has a weird interior decorator mom who always redecorates his bedroom, and one of them has a dad who remarried, and she resents her new stepmom, and that's kind of it.
Hmm.
And the blonde guy's parents want him to do real stuff with his life and not make video games, which fair.
And then Tom Hanks's parents are just unhappy.
Yeah, and that's and because also his older brother disappeared.
Oh yeah, true, true, true.
Like there's backstory there, but yeah,
Yeah, that becomes very important.
it does. His older brother Hall, the Great Hall.
The
Dun, dun,
Great
dun.
Hall. Anyway, so yeah, then they become friends in college and do a Mazes and Monster campaign together.
Well, three of them are already part of a Mazes and Monsters campaign, but one of the like their fourth player is gone. I don't really remember what happened with him, but the do you remember the context through which they convinced Tom Hanks to join their campaign?
I think there was a sign on the poster on the wall, and Tom Hanks was near it, and then JJ runs up to him and it's like, "Hey, join our thing."
Well, he says no. Then, do you remember where they convince him?
No.
It is at their annual Bridget Bardot birthday party.
What? I missed this. I was too focused on hats.
Yeah, JJ is throwing a party for Bridget Bardot's birthday, and Tom Hanks is like, "Oh, is she gonna be there?" And he goes, "Of course she's not gonna be there. What are you talking about?" But they have this annual Bridget Bardot birthday party, and then Tom Hanks reluctantly agrees because like he had played before and he's a level 9, but it was consuming his old life at his old college. And so he promised his parents he wouldn't play again. But because Wendy Crewson is pretty, he gets talked into playing the game.
Hmm.
And it literally ruins the rest of his life.
Yep, sure does. Uh,
These board games, man, these RPGs, they'll kill you. They will literally kill you. Dungeons and
um,
Dragons is a force of evil.
I mean, it won't kill Tom Hanks. It'll kill somebody else via Tom Hanks.
Yes, or it'll kill Robbie and leave him as Pardieu for the rest of his life. So
Okay, yeah, true.
Robbie is dead, but Pardieu
And
remains.
anyway, this is the point where I say I actually really like this movie. Part of it was genuine reasons, part of it was silly reasons, part of it was hats.
I can appreciate it on an ironic level. I don't know if I would get to really like, but there's a it's not by far not the worst thing we've talked about.
Absolutely. And it's like I was just looking up at like the our movies sorted by letterbox rating, and this is like the second lowest, and it's just like, come on, like it's only above Liz and Dick, which is that low because of because funny to hate on this movie. And I guess this is kind of the same thing because it's like, oh, it's that shitty Dungeons and Dragons movie that Tom Hanks made early in his
Yeah,
career.
which only really exists in the culture because Tom Hanks became a movie star and it like got reissued like after
Yeah,
he won the Oscar for Forrest Gump. I think Warner Brothers or somebody put it out on DVD. I'm like, hey, look at this! Isn't that silly?
yeah,
But yeah, it's I mean, it's bad. Like, no, don't get it wrong. This is a bad movie, but it's very fun and very watchable and very enjoyable. Like,
yeah.
I feel like watching it on my laptop alone in my apartment is not the ideal circumstances for watching this. This would be a fun movie to watch with a bunch of people, and just sort of see what happens. But even then, I still had a good time with it.
Like if you have a Dungeons and Dragons group, this would be fun to watch with that group, like before or after you have a session.
Yeah, exactly. It's excuse me, it's good for that.
Mhm. Anyway,
What else do I
uh,
have?
so
Oh, can
let
I read off to you my favorite line in the movie?
please do.
So at some point, just sort of arbitrarily, JJ decides he's going to commit suicide in the caves. Uh, just cause he doesn't seem to be a particularly suicidal character otherwise, but he's talking about how he's going to kill himself,
I
and
know exactly what line it's gonna be.
and he's trying to figure out in what manner he should kill himself. And the line is, I know, the caverns, the mysterious forbidden Pequod caverns. Boy genius, suicides in caverns. They'd talk about it forever. I'd be immortal. I just love the way the delivery of I know the caverns, the mysterious forbidden Pequod caverns.
The writing in this movie is so on the nose and funny sometimes.
It's
Like
it,
especially with JJ, and it's like I was first laughing like even in his first scene with his fucking mom in his fucking room. That whole scene is hilarious. But this point, I specifically wrote down "boy genius suicides in caverns," which is just like imagining that as a headline is just hilarious to me.
speaking of hilarious headlines, I have a real world headline
Oh boy.
from the case of the kid in question, the real life kid, which so the headline is not as bad as it sounds given the context because I just sort of looked up the kid's name, and it showed this newspaper clipping, and it turns out the article is about after he had turned up, after he had gone missing. It's the end of that summer or whatever. But the headline is Genius won't be in school this fall, which at first I thought was either after he had killed himself or while was still missing, which is just an insane burying of the lead of, hey, this kid's not going to be back at school because he's dead.
Oh, wait. Oh, so he went missing, was later found, and then after that killed himself.
Yes, I think
Okay.
while he was in the hospital or something, he like killed himself like a year later.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like he went missing and then 3 years later they found out he died.
No, 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 no. He vanished for a month and then turned up, and like a year later. I don't know the exact specifics beyond that, but yeah. I mean, the article here references Dungeons and Dragons, and all that. Yeah. I don't know. It's
Hmm. You want do you want to know my favorite line from the movie?
yes, please.
Is Robbie a doper?
Oh, there's a few good ones. I mean, I do think it's a genuinely funny bit that JJ has trained his minor bird to say birds can't talk. I think that's really fun. That's really silly. Which is, by the way, a load bearing bird to the plot because it has to keep saying Happy Halloween to trigger Wendy Crewson to remember that Tom Hanks disappeared on Halloween because his brother disappeared on Halloween, and his brother was named Hall, and that's what all of his notes about the Great Hall mean.
Hmm.
Because I don't think we've said outright that in because they start playing mazes and monsters in these caves after JJ decides not to kill
Yes.
himself. And JJ sets up this big elaborate like because his character dies. JJ's character falls into a pit and dies.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks can't revive him. He's this like faith healer or whatever is his character.
Yeah.
But he can't heal him. And so JJ, in an act of semi defiance, rigs up a whole like LARPing version of a new campaign in the caves.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks has a mental breakdown and imagines this monster and stabs it in his head, and then just sort of like switches over to being his character Pardue all the time, like mentally. And then
Not all the time, but
no, yeah,
I
for,
thought it
for,
just kind of went in and out.
well, no, from then on he's Pardue for the forever,
Really?
up until at the Twin Towers, but they just like don't notice it.
Oh, I thought
Yeah, no, he's
because
Pardue. He's full. At least as far as I could tell, he's full on Pardue.
I I had just thought like I know and like he was having those like weird D&D themed nightmares and stuff.
Well,
And it's like I thought it was just kind of like sometimes he would be the character, sometimes he
maybe
would be
it's
him.
bits and pieces because maybe the full switch isn't until Halloween.
Yeah, I
Because
thought I know at the very least like something happened on Halloween. Like he just went off and did his own thing. But I thought before that because he still has like the whole relationship stuff with
yeah, he does break it off with her, doesn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I maybe wasn't paying the most attention at some parts in the middle of this movie. There were maybe parts where I didn't really like hone in
I,
beat by beat on the plot.
I think the problem really here is that for the first half of the movie, it does set up JJ as like the main character, so you pay less attention to Tom Hanks and the girl and everything. But then it's like, oh no, this is the guy who's going insane. You need to pay more attention to him. It's like, oh wait, I was supposed to. And then
You
it's
tell
like,
me this movie is based on this real life case, and then you have a scene where JJ talks about how he's going to kill himself in the caves. Pardon me for assuming that was going to be the character that has the breakdown in the caves.
although honestly, I kind of like the subversion. I do like how it's like it's not this clearly like out like the most outcast of the cast to be the one who goes insane and tries to kill himself. It's the one who's maybe who outwardly seems more normal, so to speak. He can had to be like kind of it feels weird saying it like this, but had to be coerced into playing Dungeons and Dragons. It wasn't just something he was had an
Well,
affinity for.
coerced back into playing because he had been playing at his old school. He was already a level 9.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He just had to be talked back into doing it. But yeah, and so then on Halloween, Pardieu disappears and fucks off to New York to find his brother, and then stabs a greaser.
Just stabs a guy in the alley. Think he's a
Well,
monster.
they're mugging him. He's not just stabbing a guy at random, but these two like greaser punks chase him into an alley. And then Hank starts envisioning him as the same shitty costume monster and then stabs him in the gut. It's unclear whether that guy dies or not. He's just sort of writhing on the ground, holding his stomach. And then Tom Hanks finds a homeless man and asks him if he can show him to the two towers. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I know where those are." And he takes him to the World Trade Center.
Hmm. Uh,
And then the movie
wait.
ends with him about to jump off of the South Tower.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
and I just realized, like, yeah, he is going in and out because there's the point where he calls the girl character,
well,
and it's
because he
like,
sees himself in the mirror in the window, and it's like, "Hey, that's Tom Hanks. That's not Pardieu. What's going on?"
mhm,
He like has a break from his break, but then goes right back into Pardieu.
yeah, and then
Uh,
God, I this movie rocks. I'm gonna just say that. Like, what other movie? What other movie has Tom Hanks going to the Twin Towers and nearly jumping off them?
well,
Oh wait, there is
extremely
another one.
extremely loud and incredibly close.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole up. I also made a list of like movies that involve Tom Hanks going to the Twin Towers. With
Oh,
just
is there more?
no, it's just those
Oh,
two.
it's just those
But
two.
I
Yeah.
just thought it'd be funny to put that on a list.
Yeah, that fucking rules. But then yeah, he gets broken out of his trance a little bit at the end by JJ or the other guy being like, "Hey, I am the maze controller of this game," because that's their
Which
version of Dungeon Master. "I'm the maze
love that.
controller of this game. Stop playing the game." And you
You
just get
don't have enough points to fly.
yeah, and you just get a really good Tom Hanks. JJ, what am I doing here?
So good.
And then at the end, he's gone off to live on his parents' farm. And wouldn't you know it, he's back to being part you forever and ever. And they play one last game of mazes and monsters, and it's over.
Hmm.
And they probably play that shitty song again over the end credits.
I love the song.
It's bad. What the fuck are you talking about?
I love it so much. I was Googling it to be like trying to figure out if it's a real song and if I can listen to it on Spotify. And
Is it?
it's not, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I loved it. I loved it every time it came up in the movie. It is fun.
I disagree, but I respect your right to do so.
Like this whole movie is like this whole movie is that song where it's just like it is cheesy and it's 80s and I love it even though most people just vomit when they see it when they experience it.
I also rolled 19. Now I have to name 19 Tom Hanks movies. Oh no. Okay. Hold me to this. Count me off,
I'm
okay?
counting.
Castaway.
Okay.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Uh Apollo 13. League of Their Own. Green Mile. News of the World. Borat subsequent movie film he's in briefly. The Simpsons movie. That's already 8. Okay. 11
I'm
more Tom Hanks movies. I can do this. Nothing in Common. Bonfire of the Vanities. Did you say Joe versus the Volcano?
yes.
Okay. The Burbs. Turner and Hooch. Um. Oh fuck! I was so confident. You said Saving Private Ryan
I
in
did.
yours. That Thing You Do. You said Larry Crown. A Man Called Otto. Captain Phillips. Greyhound.
Three more.
Uh, three more. Three. No, four more.
Three more.
No, three more. I was counting wrong. Three more Tom Hanks movies. I can do this. I said Castaway. Did you say You've Got Mail?
Yes.
Did you say Sleepless in Seattle?
I did not actually.
Sleepless in Seattle. Two more. You said Catch Me, a Polar Express, and one more Tom Hanks movie. I can do this. Is there more animation?
Um,
I'm not gonna say Cars because that would be a shitty one to go off on because it's like an end credits thing. Uh, one more Tom Hanks movie. What else is he doing in the 90s?
your mom.
Ah, ah. Well, you didn't say Mazes and Monsters in your first go through.
I
You said it at the very end as a
Oh yeah,
bonus. So,
as a
so,
bonus one, yeah.
so
So
I'm gonna say Mazes and Monsters is my 19th. Boom. Fuck yeah.
okay, now I'm gonna go to Tom Hanks movies and
Yeah.
see
What
what
did
we
we
missed.
miss? We missed probably something huge.
We
I'm
missed
sure.
Asteroid City. We missed Elvis.
Oh right, he's white.
Phoenician Scheme. Did either of us say Terminal?
No, we didn't say the
We
terminal.
didn't say The Post.
Splash. We missed Splash.
We missed Splash.
I almost said Dragnet, but I couldn't remember if he was actually in that.
We didn't say Road to Perdition.
Oh, and I love that movie.
We didn't say
Yeah,
Saving Mr.
we didn't.
Banks.
We didn't say the Lady Killers.
We didn't say The Circle or
Charlie Wilson's
Pinocchio.
War.
Oh, well, Charlie Wilson's War is so good.
I don't like that movie, but that's Bridge of Spies. Sully. We forgot Sully. Can we be serious now?
I didn't
Apparently
realize he
not.
was in Freaky Tales. And we forgot Finch.
We
Apple
forgot the
TV
Post.
plus is Finch.
We forgot the Post. We forgot the Circle.
The Money Pit.
You did say here, so we didn't forget here.
I did say here. I
We
made
got
sure to.
fucking here. We got the man with one red shoe. We got nothing in common.
I I did not know what Nothing in Common even was.
It's him and Jackie Gleason.
Uh,
I know that much.
we didn't get Volunteers.
Sure. Punchline, the movie with him and Sally Field as romantic interests a few years before she plays his mom.
And I think that's it.
Other
Like
than
everything
like,
else seems to be documentaries.
yeah, or like the Great Buck Howard, whatever that is,
Mm-hmm.
or no, that's most of it. What
But
the
yeah,
fuck
we
is Freaky Tales?
Freaky Tales is like a anthology horror movie from this year, I think. Has a
Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck.
Yeah,
Whoa.
has like Pedro Pascal in it. Has
Yeah,
some other
I'm looking
people.
at this cast. This is crazy. I have not heard a thing about this.
Yeah, it played in theaters near me earlier this year, but I didn't get a chance to see it.
Huh. Ben Mendelsohn, Normani? Sure. Okay. Wild. Anyway,
Anyway,
and it
uh,
all started with this, his first leading role in a movie. The year after Bosom Buddies was canceled, I think.
yes. Or like, yeah, it was filmed like a
Or
few
like
months after Bosom Buddies got canceled, and then he got released shortly after.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, and I'll go expound more on why I like this movie. It's like mainly I do really like the group dynamic, even though the blonde one is so nothing.
He's
Um,
he's very Fred Scooby Doo. Just
I
sort of like, what
I
are you
almost
doing here? You're too conventionally attractive and normal for
I
this
almost call him a
supposed
Mike
group of
character,
outcasts.
but Mike characters usually have more to them.
Are we still doing? Is that still a thing that we're trying to make happen? Mike character?
I'm making it happen. I think about it so much. I even have it in my like best Mike character is in my Dennehy's
Oh
pick
yeah,
list.
I do still have that there. Remind me after we're done. I had another category I wanted to pitch you.
We will talk about it later. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, and it's like I think like I do think when they play Mazes and Monsters, it's good fun. I really like the cave scene. It's just like there are good bits to this movie. And I even think that just like the whole concept of like Tom Hanks's past trauma leading like compounding with him like getting really into Mazes and Monsters leads to him like not seeing the difference between fantasy and reality. And I think it's good because it does emphasize that it's not the game itself that causes this. It's just a trauma response. And it's like when he gets reminded about his missing slash dead brother, or it's like that is what like causes him to kind of break. And it's not the game. It's like it does emphasize that in a good way. And so it's not like saying, oh, Dungeons and Dragons, Mazes and Monsters is inherently bad for kids. It's like, no, it's just this one kid was kind of fucked up.
See,
And
the
I
wild thing here is You're right. That's all in the movie. This isn't you like projecting this onto this movie. This is all these are all factual things that you are saying about the movie. That's all correct. And yet I don't think the movie realizes that. I think the movie is really fully trying to pin this on mazes and monsters because that's where the book is coming.
I,
That's
I
it's all satanic panic stuff.
I believe the book itself, or at least I haven't read the book. I don't know what's going on with it, but I imagine the book is trying to make people hate Dungeons and Dragons, and but it's
And I
like,
think the movie is too. Like I like it starts in media res with Detective Martini and News Guy talking about, oh, you heard of Mazes and Monsters? Yep, it's one. It's that the game of that got out of hand. And then later on in the movie, they just show that scene again once we catch up to that in the timeline, unedited, not from a new angle. They just show the scene again, like they're really trying to hammer home. This is because of Mazes and Monsters.
I do think it's funny that they describe Mazes and Monsters as a psychodrama.
Yeah. I also like that they're actually using the phrase role playing game, which I for whatever reason just assumed that was a more modern like
Yeah.
linguistic thing, but no, back in 82 you're talking about RPGs, well, which I guess makes sense.
Well, yeah, it was role-playing game, but now it's RPG.
Yeah.
We um what else
Um
did I write down?
what do you think of Tom Hanks in this movie? Like as a performance of someone that would go on to be one of the biggest movie stars, one of the biggest actors in the world. What do
I
we
mean,
think of this as a Tom Hanks performance?
he's certainly playing the role as it's written, and it's like he does a good job with it. It's not like a great performance, but it's like it does the job.
Yeah, he's fine. It's not like, it's certainly not going to make anyone's top anything list of Tom Hanks performances, but like, he's not embarrassing himself. This is not like an embarrassing debut of like, oh
Not at
God,
all.
I want to bury this because I'm so bad in this. It's just, if it weren't Tom Hanks, it would be a completely anonymous performance. It would be totally nothing. But it's
Mhm.
just funny to see that it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah, like I don't think. Well, I think the parents are a bit wacky, but it's like I think of the main four kids, it's like they all do a good job with their roles. It's like none of them are too bad or too good or anything. It's just they do the roles as they are required to.
Yeah, they're totally fine. I do love Murray Hamilton, just sort of in general when he pops up in anything.
Oh yeah.
So just fun to have him pop up here as like, you know, if your friend's in those caves, he's probably dead. Sorry, that's not at all what Murray Hamilton sounds like, but it's just the voice I've decided to do. Um, but yeah,
He was fun as Lieutenant John Martini.
I would watch a whole spin-off series just about Detective John Martini doing his detective work. Like,
Uh,
give him his own Columbo.
God, yeah, we definitely needed the Martini series.
Exactly. And you're cowards for not giving it to us.
hmm Like, fuck you, 1980s, for not doing this.
Yeah.
And only this. That's the only reason that we hate the 1980s.
Yeah, the rest of it was fine. What
Yeah.
else about mazes and monsters?
I think we're running out. Like, I don't think I have any more notes here.
I forgot this is not a 20-sided die, so I rolled a 30. This is a 30-sided die. Does that beat your DC?
Um, Let me see what my DC is. It's 4, so yeah.
Okay. I attack you with 1,000 knives.
Oh no. Let's see how much what's the damage on that one?
I get 16 damage.
Oh, g- how much damage did I have? Or how many hit points?
Do you have any spells? Do you have
Uh,
any spells that ward
I
off the
I
Fury of a
I
Thousand Knives?
don't. I'm a ranger.
Oh no.
I and I
Rangers are notoriously susceptible to Fury of a Thousand Knives.
yes. I I think I'm just dead. Like that's more than double my hit points.
Well, you die and go to heaven.
I die. I die and go to hell.
Well, I rolled a 3, so it's only you have to beat a 3 to get into heaven.
Okay, let's see if I get into heaven. I I rolled a two.
No.
I'm going to hell.
What's your character's name, by the way?
Uh,
Tell me about this ranger.
I'm just going to use my actual character that I am playing in a D&D campaign right now. Her name is Sakana. She
Oh no, Sagana's canonically in hell now. Next time you play, you have to inform your friends that sorry, your character died to fury of a thousand knives in hell.
I'm sorry, my character died and went to hell. I can't play it anymore.
Yeah, I just have to sit here and watch.
But
I
yeah,
still have to come to the sessions, but I'm not allowed to play anymore. I
no, it's
died and went to hell.
no. What I do is like go to session. I tell them they died, and it's just like fuck this session. I'm going to force you guys into these fucking caves. So we're going to play my game now. Just completely
Yeah,
abandon this shit.
and start a brand new campaign in hell.
Exactly. Uh, but yeah, is that where we end this? Is that where?
It might. Is there anything
Wait,
else?
wait. We need to say our next month.
Oh yeah, we do. With new month.
And our theme for the next month is the Beatles.
Oi oi, it's me, the Beatles.
And so we have four different Beatles themed movies, which, and I, the way we arranged them, or at least the way I had said we are going to arrange them, is by degrees of separation away from the Beatles proper. So, first movie is movie with all four Beatles. We got Magical Mystery Tour from 1967.
Yeah. With returning guest Will Steele.
Oh yes, I forgot we
Will
had a
be on
guest.
to talk about Magical Mystery Tour. Most of these this month are pretty short. I think two of them are under an hour,
Oh yeah, like they are some of the shortest
and the
we've
last
done.
one is like not even 80 minutes. So it's gonna be a short month of movies.
Oh
But
yeah, like
interesting. Our
looking at the uh sorting our list by shortest first, it's like three of them are in the bottom five shortest movies.
Yeah. Including the next, right? The
Yeah,
next one.
the
Okay. The
next
next
one
one
is
on the
our
list
shortest one ever.
is a movie that I discovered while doing it wasn't on our master list of 4,000 something. I discovered this just sort of in passing while looking for movies to consider for this month. It's a movie from 1978 called Ringo, where stars as Ringo Starr, and also as his doppelganger Ognir Rats. And they do like a Prince and the Pauper type thing. I'm pretty sure they're both played by Ringo Starr.
They are
It
both
also
played by
has
Ringo Starr.
it. George Harrison is also in it. Art Carney, Carrie Fisher, Vincent Price, Angie Dickinson, John Ritter.
It's
I
a
don't
variety
know what to
special.
expect. Is it?
I think so.
Sure, I
Uh,
believe you. I don't know what to expect.
so
But
yeah,
it's Ringo,
from four Beatles to two Beatles to zero Beatles, but at least a
but
movie
also
about the
two
Beatles.
Beatles. Two
It's
zero Beatles, but also two
it's
Beatles.
two of us. The famous McLennan Yowie movie.
Yeah, with the fuck. It's
Aidan Quinn and Jared Harris
Jared
as
Harris, right?
John Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, and it's set on the night when they almost went on SNL, right? That's the thing.
Uh, maybe I'm
I
glancing
think
at.
that's the premise of it because you know the night where Lorne Michaels was like, "Hey, we'll give $1 million if the Beatles come to 30 Rock right now and do like a live reunion." And John and Paul were hanging out that night and were like debating whether they would actually show up or not. And I think it sort of takes that night and spins it off into something, to my understanding, vaguely gay. At least I don't really know what to
Yeah,
expect with this one either.
like I said, its reputation is the McLennan Yowie movie, but
Yes.
we will find out how gay it truly is, and you tune in to figure out if that movie is truly gay.
Yes. And our last one, a movie with one Beatle, but not about the Beatles, not really featuring the Beatles, a movie parodying the Beatles. It's The Ruddles' All You Need Is Cash. One of my favorite. I've seen this a couple times. It's very fun. It's a very fun little mockumentary. It's got Eric Idle in it, Neil Innes, who did a lot of Python music. Michael Palin is in it. George Harrison has a cameo. A lot of cameos. A lot of SNL people. A lot of musicians. It's just like a fun little mockumentary going through the whole career really of the Beatles. Great songs. Neil Innes did a bunch of like the Ruddles ended up like touring and releasing several albums as this Beatles parody band for real, like for years, and it's very fun. I'm excited to talk to you about it. I'm excited to watch it again, and yeah, it's a good time. The
I have ne
Ruddles, all you need is cash.
I have never seen it, and I am excited to find out more about it by watching it.
Yes, and listening
Oh
to the
yes.
songs that aren't, because a lot. That's the thing is like there's a lot of parody songs in the movie. There's a lot more that aren't in the movie, and I really want you, listeners out there as well, check it out if you can. They're all on Spotify, I think, just like the full albums. But I do want you, Eliza, to if you can and have the time, go through the Ruddles discography, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the music as well as these movies over the course of the month. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's Beatles month.
Beatles month. Beatles month. To end us off this episode,
I rolled a 5 to end off the episode. Give me 5 Beatles songs.
um, all you need is cash. Ah!